All the last-minute gifts are on sale at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Get 60% off almost everything. Shop new doorbusters, including gifts from $7, socks from $2, tees from $8, and more. Find it all at Gap Factory or GapFactory.com through December 24th. Cozy up for the holidays with 60% off everything at Banana Republic Factory, including soft sweaters, comfy pajamas, must-have gifts, and more from $9.99. Find your nearest store now, only at Banana Republic Factory.
It's our holiday extravaganza on the Kelly Clarkson Show.
Ho, ho, ho!
What's up, Santa? All week, we're decking the halls with some very special guests. Garth Brooks.
Did you guys dress up for me?
Plus Whitney Cummings and Gwen Stefani.
Feliz Navidad.
With performances by Carrie Underwood, Meghan Trainor, and country star Brett Eldridge.
All I want for Christmas is a duet partner.
Your wish is my command.
Happy holidays, y'all.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC4 New York.
What's going on? You are tuned into the Cigars with Mac podcast. The title of today's podcast is You Have to Give Love in Order to Receive Love. You have to give love in order to receive love. That's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, today I'm smoking on a Black Ops. A Black Ops. Look it up if you want to smoke it. Also, if you want to support the podcast, you can support us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, any podcasting platform. We are there at the Cigars with Mac podcast. Also, if you want to support us financially, hit us up on Cash App. Any amount is fine. $ Cigars with Mac. $ Cigars with Mac. If you have any show topics, hit us up at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. That's info@cigarswithmacpod.com. Now that we got all that out the way, going to talk about in order to receive love, you have to give love. Now that love is not just love between a man and a woman, husband and a wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. When I say show love, I'm talking about in all aspects of life. I'm talking about, are you supporting family and friends when they have businesses? Are you supporting them? Are you financially supporting them? Are you sharing their business on Facebook, Instagram? So showing love does not just encompass what we would consider that love between a man and a woman. Nah. That love goes deeper than that. Support. Support is showing love. I mean, are you really supporting people in their endeavors? But then you wonder why when you get a business going or when you got things going in your life, people are not supporting you. You see, a lot of people get this thing called love and support all messed up, right? What they think is when they got shit going on or they got functions going on, you should always support them because you're their friend, their family, their father, their son, daughter, etc., 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 right? But then when you got something going on, they're never around. Mysteriously, they have something to do, right? Y'all notice that? People that really never support you, but you support them, when it's time for them to return the favor to you, I'm busy. Something came up. And people like this, man, they always got some shit going on. They always got something going on. Dramatic events always happen to them. I've noticed that. People say you should keep your circle small. I wouldn't say keep your circle small. I would just say have the right people in your circle. Now, that may be a small circle, no doubt. But I just don't, certain cliches like that, I kind of stay away from. You know? But people like that, they always want you to support them. They want you to share their post. But when it comes down to reciprocating, they're nowhere around. They're nowhere around. Excuse me. So, people like that got to understand the reason why nothing ever works for them is because they don't show love, man. They're selfish. They don't show love. For instance, if you come to them asking them to financially support you, they never have the money. But then when it comes down to them asking you for money, you're there for them. The people got to understand, family and friends are not there for you, are not a financial leech. That they're not a financial ATM. In fact, it'd be best to keep them out of that side of your life. Now, it's one thing if you generally need help and you sincerely need help. That's one thing. I'm not knocking that. But what I'm talking about is you just relying on friends and family for your lack thereof financially. That's not right. That's not right, man. And you got to start calling people like that out, man. You got to start distancing yourself from people like that. I be seeing people online, man, they supposed to be so financially destitute, but they got the best of clothes. They always posting their good food, their crab cakes, them scallops. But they destitute and broke. You got to understand, people spend money what they want to spend money on. Remember that. Most people are not ever really completely broke. They just come to you because they don't want to spend their money. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking about, in the podcast, the platform was saying that we have so much conflicting news out here, because 1 minute, just a couple of days ago, the news was saying that jobs are up by 12 million jobs are available. And then the next day it said 9 million people are unemployed. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. So you got to ask yourself, man, why is nobody showing me love, man? I think about me with this podcast, man. People be showing me so much love, man. I see it on the back office, man, and it just makes me happy because I'm growing slow and steady. And the reason why is because for over the years, I've shown people so much love. Because I generally give a crap. I generally care. But most people that don't reciprocate love, their life is usually in shambles. They're miserable. They're just miserable people, man. And I just sit back and watch, man, because I'm going to tell you something, man. A lot of times when people do foolish shit, I've learned not just don't be quiet. Don't say nothing all the time. A lot of times it's good to just sit back and watch the foolishness unfold. Again, don't forget to hit me up if you have any podcast topics at info@cigarswithmacpod.com. Hit me up on Instagram, Cigars with Mac and Cigars with Mac Pod. But some people, man, they always want you to support them. Support my business. The reason why my business can't grow is because people are not supporting me. Yeah, you're right, because when it came down to you supporting them, you weren't around. What do you expect? See, I believe in a universe. I believe in the universe. I believe the energy you give is the energy you get. I believe what you put in is what you get out. That's real talk. You cannot put $100 in a stock market and expect to get $1 million back overnight. No, you have to continually pour money into your stocks. You have to continually trade. You have to continually do it consistently. Even with supporting people. Okay, if you cannot support them financially, everybody has social media. Share it on social media. Share it on social media. Some people just all talk, man. And they gotta, you gotta get tired of just talking. You gotta start doing. It gotta come to a point in your life where you're like, you know what? it's time for me to help other people. Like right now, Christmas is the time of giving. Whether you don't celebrate Christmas or not, it's not really any of my business. I don't care. It's an American holiday. You know, it is what it is, man. We're Americans. You don't have to believe. I don't believe in no damn Santa Claus, but I enjoy the meaning behind it. So right now is a time we should be really giving, man. Because there are people who are unemployed. There are people who are homeless. There are. There are people who are doing bad, but then there are also people who are doing good. I was listening to some morning Sirius XM, and the host was saying that billionaires during the pandemic have made more billions during this pandemic. And I mentioned that before in previous podcasts that there are people who are actually making money right now. There are people who are actually eating good right now during this pandemic, people. Everybody's not out here struggling. But this goes back to you have to give love in order to receive love. You have to give it in order to receive it. You can't expect people to always support you in your vision and your dreams, and you're not supporting theirs. That's just not fair. I don't know what planet y'all from, but the planet I'm from, that don't even exist. Like this song says, no justice, no peace. But I gotta keep reminding people, man, if you don't put shit in, you won't get nothing out. And these are things I live by, man. Stop always being a taker. Start being a giver. Stop always sitting back with your hand out. How about you hit somebody up and say, what can I do for you today? What can I do for you today? You know? Many people don't understand that, though. People are just sitting back, man, with their hands out. People sitting back, bitching and moaning about nobody supports me when it's my business. But they never supported you when it was your business. And that's a problem. But I'm making this podcast to help you get it back on track if this applies to you. If you're wondering why you're always struggling, if you're wondering why you never have money, it's because you don't give. I remember when I was coming up as a kid, there was a friend of mine. Well, I was a teenager. There was a friend of mine We went to church together. And, man, this guy, he would look out for me, man, give me a little money, take me out to eat all the time, broke bread with me. And I told him, I said, man, when I come up, brother, I won't ever forget you. And I kept my word. A lot of people that know me know I am a true giver, man. I really am. Some people say I'm too giving, but I don't think that I am. I know when to cut it off. But the reason why I give so much is because I know what it is to have to be without. I know what it is for people you know and love to see you struggling and they won't help you. And they probably don't have the ability to help you, but some of them, they did. But, you know, I always told myself I wouldn't be like that. I'm going to help people out when I can help them out. And I hold true to that. And the universe listens to that because you put those words in the atmosphere. To my Christians out there, the Bible says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And that is so true. You can speak life or you can speak death. So whenever I hear people, man, sit back and always got their hand out, always want you to support their business, they want you to help them move in their career, but when you ask them to help you in yours, they start speaking Spanish. Crazy, ain't it? But that's how people do you, man. You up here going to their graduations. You going to their housewarming party. You're going to their birthdays. But when it come back for them to return the favor, they're nowhere around. That's why in so many ways, man, you got to just treat people for who they are and believe them at face value. You have to. You have to, man. That's what I've learned in life. Stop always borrowing money if you don't have to. You don't want people knowing you. You don't want to be beholden to people anyway. Sometimes if you can do without, just do without. Me and my wife, we learned that philosophy with money. You know, we stopped borrowing money. We never really borrowed money from people anyway. But we started just doing what we had to do to get money. We would, pawn things, sell things. So we didn't have to get people involved in our business. And then we would just readjust, rebudget, and tell ourselves we're not going to do that again. And that's how you got to be, man. That's how you got to be. And I know things come up in life, man, but sometimes you have money right in front of your face. You just don't even realize it. Many people just don't want to give shit up, man. They want to live a lavish life, but they don't really have the ability to do that right now. Notice I said right now. Because you can get there if you really want to, but it's just going to take time. And that's just facts. That's just facts, man. It's going to take time. You got to remember that. As the saying goes, Rome wasn't built overnight. And that's something I had to learn. I learned that you go through different stages in life, and in those stages in life, you should learn a lesson. I heard one guy say, I don't take L's, I learn lessons. And that is so true, because if you lose, that's a lesson. Learn from it. Learn from that. But remember, you're not going to get love if you don't give it. You're not going to get support if you don't give support. Remember that. Remember that. And don't forget it. Don't forget that, man. Let that stick with you. And like I said, these are things that I'm just reflecting on in my life that have helped me, and I just want to share it with somebody. I just want to share it, and I just want people to know, if you're in a predicament where you feel like nobody supports you, well, who have you supported? Who have you helped out? Who have you given to? And if the answer is nobody, well, you got work to do. And one thing about me is when I give, I don't give with an expectancy of getting. Just give. Because your reward may come back 5-10 years from now. You know? That's how you got to view it, man. Your reward may not come back as quick as you think it would. It may take 15, 20, 30, 40 years. That's okay. You will. You'll get it. But just remember that, man. In order to get love, you have to give love. Anyway, people, that's what I want to talk about today. I may come back. I don't know. Whatever's on my mind. Whatever's on my mind. That's how I look at it. Anyway, thank you for tuning into the Cigars and Mac podcast. And we out.
Shop amazing specials now while supplies last at Macy's Gifts You'll Love to Give sale. Like great deals on coats for him and her from Calvin Klein, Anne Klein, and more top designers. Just $100 and under. Save big on handbags and wallets, now 40% off. And create a cozy retreat at home with 70% off warm throws and flannel bedding from Martha Stewart Collection. Now through Thursday at Macy's. Plus, get $10 in Macy's money for every $50 spent. Up to $40 Macy's money.
Before you drive the all-new Nissan Rogue, you gotta ask yourself, how rogue are you gonna go? We talking be one with nature in the desert rogue? Go snowshoeing in Alaska rogue? Or take the long way home just because kind of rogue? Just a question, but with 5 available drive modes, you're sure to find the answer.
Go rogue in the all-new, fiercely reimagined 2021 Nissan Rogue, now with the most standard safety features in its class. See Owner's Manual for important safety information. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2021 Nissan Rogue versus latest in market competitors. Base models compared.